What's up, everybody? It's Stephanatis TV checking back in. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about CERN and how they just shut down, and how we have whistleblowers that's actually talking about what they saw, and the people that's just talking about what they think going on. Then we got people that actually know what they got going on because they work for CERN. So, if a lot of people aren't familiar with CERN, CERN is basically like some geeks that's trying to kill everybody by colliding protons and neutrons and electrons in a spiral circle, trying to shoot them together and collide them and make them blow up and make the Big Bang. Supposedly, that's what they say they're doing. But there's other things that's similar to CERN, like Stargate. It's a movie called Stargate. We'll go over that. It used to come on sci-fi. It was pretty cool. I didn't know what they was doing, but I knew that they was going through all these portals and showing up in different time zones and changing different things in the time zone, so the present time would be towards the narrative that they wanted to create. This is on sci-fi back when I was like 10 years old. Then you come to find out, it's a government that's doing the same thing that went around in the early 70s looking for stargates and was trying to destroy the stargates. Crazy coincidence, right? But hey, we're just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna let this guy tell you what they got going on with CERN. I found this on TikTok, and he has a good detail.
Off the Large Hadron Collider for 4 years. We're replacing about 1.2 kilometers of the 27-kilometer ring with the high luminosity LHC magnets. This will give us a machine that's 10 times brighter than the Large Hadron Collider, 10 times more data. So it really is an opportunity to explore the universe in a way we haven't done before. And what that does is when the particles come around and then we bend them towards each other, if you make the bunches of protons smaller and smaller, you get many, many more collisions. You concentrate everything in the same place. That's what these super high field magnets are doing. Installing this is a massive task. It's by far the biggest thing that CERN has done for the last 20 years.
You see, she said for the last 20 years, but these folks, they're not new. They've been out. They've been around. They've been trying to do this crazy stuff. And I got another example that dawned on me, like Stranger Things, when they had the monster coming through the portal. Like, that's what they're trying to do, supposedly, is trying to collide parallel universes and bring them together and have bad deities and spirits flying around us like we already don't have them going right now, but they're just trying to bring them on a large mass scale, which is insane, but that's what these folks do.
What we're doing here in this building is this is a test ring. We're testing the technology, and it's much easier to test it here rather than in the confined spaces of the LHC tunnel. And we've already learned some really critical information about some of the design of this. We've updated the design based on our tests. And it's amazing to be here today that this is now operating, it's at its operating temperature of 1.9 Kelvin. So this is a superconducting liquid helium system operating.
Liquid helium system to keep it cool. It's a bomb. Liquid nitrogen, same thing. Liquid helium, it's a different type of gas.
At 1.9 Kelvin. That was a massive milestone for us in this project. So we're now confident that when we go underground and start installing the high luminosity Large Hadron Collider, we will be successful. We know what we're doing. We've tested the installation procedures here.
CERN is officially shut down for the next 4 years, and if you don't know what CERN is, it's the world's largest LHC. And the last time they turned it off, well, that was 2020, and COVID happened. Now, I'm not saying it's related to that, but I'm also not saying that it's not. But I wasn't going to make a video on this until I did a little bit of detective work online for the past 24 hours, and I kept seeing a similarity between people talking about something. So let me ask you a question. Has your Wi-Fi been acting really weird lately, or you just haven't had it at all? Have you been experiencing body pain, more specifically shoulder and back? Have you also been feeling like time is moving extremely quickly, yet everything during that...
I would say I had back pain just the other day, but I've been working out, so hey, that's not gonna work. The Wi-Fi, I don't have the Wi-Fi cut on my phone majority of the time anyway because I don't like Wi-Fi pulling in all different directions around me. I wear a lot of copper to try to keep a lot of radiation down, and I unplug a lot of things. So, you know, to each his own. Some people might be going through that.
time doesn't feel real. When I see thousands, we'll say thousands and thousands of people all talking about similar experiences and symptoms around the entire world, it kind of strikes a red flag in me and I need to look into it. So I need to
That
know,
Wi-Fi though.
since CERN shut down yesterday and leading up to that, have you been experiencing any of that? Because I will tell you this, I've experienced all four. Well, CERN.
I want to find the videos that's on Twitter. Twitter got crazy stuff. You know, I gotta try to figure out how to log into Twitter on the computer because there's like videos talking about these whistleblowers.
You've all heard about the CERN shutdown, but here's what they're not telling you about what exactly just happened. For years, CERN has been one of the most mysterious places on Earth.
What the hell? Hey, it just happened. Wi-Fi tripping.
You've all heard about the CERN shutdown.
That's wild. In real time, right? I didn't do that.
For years, CERN has been one of the most mysterious places on Earth. A machine powerful enough to smash particles apart and study the fabric of reality itself. But when it goes quiet, some people claim the weirdness doesn't stop. It changes. Here are the stories of what's been happening to people since CERN shut down. People have started noticing things that they're having a hard time explaining. Strange feelings of dread, vivid nightmares, a heavy silence that feels wrong. Some even describe a sensation that something huge
I haven't been feeling like that. I wonder what they got going on.
is missing. A constant hum in the background.
That's what I want to. Oh yeah. The ceremony, bro. The ceremony that they have for this is, bro, insane. CERN ceremony. Oh, that's wild. The ceremony that they have for CERN, the opening ceremony, like what is going on, man? This right here is what they do for the opening parade for CERN. After looking at this, if you don't have any concern for what's going on out here, you might need to pay a little bit more attention.
She joins us now watching the ceremony. I was just saying there, Imogen, this very enjoyable spectacle with dancers, and I presume some people that have taken part in the project as well, shows just how immensely proud the Swiss are of this tunnel for so many reasons.
The goat head, the goat horns, that's the Baphomet. That's evil, man. For what they're using it for. They're trying to harness these energies and do bad things. And seeing anytime you see that, you need to pay attention. Like, what is this? If this is not creepy, I don't know what is. These people tripping out. What the hell? I don't even want to look at that stuff. What the heck? What is going on?
And so we're going to talk about something where we're looking at. Okay, so go ahead, Doc. Just start playing.
Yes, they are zombies.
This is like an army of zombies, and these represent the workers that were in the tunnel.
Yes, the workers in the tunnel. And as you mentioned previously, before we started airing this, the 9 miners who died. They
And if you know about the numerology and the numbers and stuff, 9 workers died in the tunnel. So I would say 9 workers sacrificed in the tunnel, and they are trying to harness a crazy energy.
What in the ever living?
I got it.
Is that? Oh my God.
And one more thing, y'all have to watch out with this stuff because there's a lot of AI going on, and you gotta have discernment with the ability to see through the fake imagery. It's getting really good, you know, but you can see AI, man.
What is that?
This is more like the Blue Beam Project. If you don't know about the Blue Beam Project, let me know in the comments. I'll make a video about it. We'll do a brief rundown about how they're going to be having holograms in the sky trying to say that they're bringing Christ back, and they're going to have all the super Christians and everybody getting all out of control, and the world going to be you know, who knows.
I'm not even
Don't quote me on that.
What the fuck is that?
Shit, I don't know, bro. Sheesh.
What is that?
Yo!
That could be a portal. That look like something that you would see on Lord of the Rings. You know, all we missing is the eye in the middle.
Wow. What the heck? What is it?
That's definitely
Oh my God.
looking a little portalish.
Like, I'm not tripping, right? What is that?
Wow.
That's an Oscar right now. You talking about that? This is it. What is that? I think this.
That I don't know.
I would have said it was fake till I just heard Granddad in the background talking about something that I don't know. Now, right there, you know, you're not about to edit in an old man talking about something that I don't know. You know, that selection of words right there is not a common thing.
Them aliens. What in the ever living? What in the ever living?
I got it.
So,
So it's a massive, massive statue.
So, with the Stargate. Well, hold on. Before we do that, let me go to the CERN whistleblowers, because they have like a certain group of people that was working there in CERN that that was definitely trying to help expose what was going on. Because, you know, if they don't do it,
Strange experimentation. There are beings from portals coming in and out.
Stargate, when folks was going through. So from what I heard, when I was on Twitter, they said something tried to come through the portal. And they were like, hold on. It was an energy, it was a dark matter energy that they never seen before. They off the Richter scale type. If you're not familiar with dark matter energy, that's the energy that creates like everything that all existence come from. Like, think about the light spectrum, right? And you see how they be having a triangle and they shine the light comes through the triangle and it gives the rainbow. Well, it's coming from a black spectrum, a black triangle. Then you have light. That's dark matter energy. Everything's come from an energy. You see it in the Doctor Strange movies and stuff. You know, with the bald head lady that taught Doctor Strange everything about his powers and chakras and energy, she explained that the same energy source that the bad guys is getting their energy from, she getting her energy from. It's only one big source of energy, and it's dark matter energy, and it's one tap in. So regardless on who tapping in and how it just depends on how you're using it for good or bad, yin and yang. So, you know, anyway.
Yes, they have apparently in the bottom of the CERN this portal, this door where they are dealing with all the subatomic dimensions.
She's not the only one talking about this. If you've seen the latest video, you know Dan Burish has been saying the same thing.
They are from the future, 45,000 years ahead of
45,000 years ahead on a separate timeline than what we are presently on.
People from the future coming through open portals. I can't even wrap my mind around it. And now, to hear a CERN insider saying it out loud.
Right, that's crazy, man.
When you look at what is going on in the CERN, there is a fight from some of the military agencies. Intel, they say that there is a...
Y'all remember? What did I say that the Stargate was about? The military trying to control all the different Stargates, because Stargates wasn't just in one location. They had them in the strongest one, from what my memory telling me, was in Iran, where they found Gilgamesh at.
Fight on time. They're trying to change time.
Trying to change time or changing timelines. The cornucopia was there.
Mandela effect. Mandela effect, if you don't know what that is, that's them changing like something right in front of you. For example, the name of Chick-fil-A, how it was spelled. Look it up. It was spelled one way, they changed it to another way. Jiffy peanut butter was spelled one way and changed to another way. Looney Tunes. Tune had T-O-O-N. Now they say it was just T-U-N-E. Think about that. You know, that's called the Mandela effect, where it's like they're jumping timelines right in front of us, and we don't even see it, because it's just how it goes. But technically, you jump timelines, anytime you make a decision, every time you make a decision in your life, at every moment, at every aspect that you out here moving in the world, you jumping timelines on your own. If you can just take a moment to understand, when you think about something, right, and you decide to go ahead and do it, you jump the timeline on to everything that will help you achieve what you was trying to do at that moment. If you choose to not do that, you're still going to create a timeline that's going to put you on the narrative for you to not accomplish what you wanted to accomplish. So it's only two categories with a broad web of things to hit checkpoints. If you get what I'm saying.
Bell did dot the I in the Disney intro. Pikachu's tail had a black tip, but now they say it was never there. And there are dozens of examples just
I remember Pikachu having a black tip on his tail.
like this. And every single one of them messes with my head. Lately, I feel something is off. Something is wrong with time itself. I can feel it. And I know a lot of you can feel it too. I have this feeling that time is broken. It passes too fast. Even if
time doesn't exist. That's how they get you. That's a spell to aid you. You're only born once onto this Mother Earth that was only here one time. So if you was only born once, how can you be counting up a number when you didn't start over that many times? Your life is you've been here one time, okay? And there's three main key things to a ritual. And a birthday celebration itself isn't technically the ritual, but the chanting happy birthday, chanting something 3 or more times, having a circle of people around you and a candle are the 3 main keys to creating a ritual. So think about a birthday celebration. There you go, a ritual. You're aging yourself right there. They be like, how old are you? 52. Nah, you 52. Simple as that. It's a mind game, and they definitely know a lot more information and knowledge than we do, and they've been playing like a stupid fool.
I stay and do nothing for an entire day. Okay, I know there are some scientific explanations for that, but what about the Mandela effect? How do you explain that? This is why I had to make a part 2. To put it all together, this CERN insider talking about portals and beings coming in and out, this feeling that time itself may be broken, the Mandela effects, and all these unanswered questions and doubts about what CERN is really doing. While researching this video, I came across someone named Frank Jacob, who says,
I thought I'd do an impromptu report on something which I think is giving people a lot to be concerned about. The investigative journalist Miriam Hanine recently published an article entitled "CERN Erupts Over Portals, Particles, and the Large Hadron Collider."
So I followed the link shown below, and surprise, it looks like the article was deleted. Interesting. A journalist writes an article raising concerns about CERN, and the article can't be found anymore. I searched everywhere on their site.
They're hiding
nothing. But I did find it eventually in the web archive, and what it said shook me more than I expected. Let me explain what was in that article, because this is where it gets very, very interesting. All of this comes from the investigative journalist Miriam Hennin. First, you need to understand what's happening at CERN. It's very important.
Remember what they're doing. They're trying to bring spirits in through portals. They did this in one of the movies, Ghostbusters, Parallel Universe, when they were trying to bring the ghosts in where the ghost was coming in through the portals. Same thing, man. We just got to be real aware.
10 years after discovering the Higgs boson, the so-called God particle, CERN's Large Hadron Collider started smashing protons together at energy levels we've never seen before. Their stated goal? To reveal more secrets about how the universe works. Let's talk about what this machine actually is. The LHC is the world's largest and most powerful particle collider. It's a circular tunnel, nearly 17 miles long, buried 574...
17-mile long tunnel. Come on. Underground like 500 feet. Who did that?
Underground along the border between Switzerland and France. After a 3-year upgrade, it was fired back up in April 2022, and on July 5th of that year, it began a new experiment, running 24/7. For the next 4 years, at a record energy of 13.6 trillion electron volts. That's slightly higher than its previous record. They'll collect data, then shut down again in 2026 for another 3-year upgrade, before starting up once more in 2029. The price tag so far? $9.2 billion.
I heard 3, a 6, and a 9 in there. Those are another 3 key elements to creating light. That's the Tesla theory. 3, 6, 9 are the main 3 numbers that's always going to come up, and they are in a spiral. You know, just look all that up, you know.
The process sounds like science fiction. They take 2 beams of protons, the particles in the nucleus of the atom, and shoot them in opposite directions around this 17-mile ring at almost the speed of light. Then they make them collide. These collisions are recorded by massive detectors with names like Atlas, CMS, Alice, and LHCb. Thousands of scientists will analyze the debris, hoping to find clues about dark matter, dark energy, and what the
that picture, dang, it went past so fast. So this is reminding me of Guardian of the Galaxy. I definitely believe one of the Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel episode, well, not episodes, but movies, was based off of them trying to control the different timelines and different narratives. And then Loki was like that. There was another one, just the last one I forgot, with the man that actually could control time. He was literally saying he was going around jumping and destroying timelines. Because if there was too many timelines, the grid would basically crash. Whatever the grid was that's running all these timelines, too many timelines can make the whole grid crash, and nobody would be here. We just wouldn't even have no existence of anybody.
And
Crazy.
Immediately, they started finding things. Early in Run 3, CERN reported the observation of 3 new exotic particles. The article explains these could help reveal how the most fundamental building blocks of matter, called quarks, bind together. One experiment, called Alice, wants to study a state of matter known as quark-gluon plasma, a superhot soup where atoms melt away. Scientists believe this was the state of the entire universe just a fraction of a second after the Big Bang. Another, called LHCb, studies the beauty quark, and this is where things get strange. The beauty quark is...
Quarks, from what I was remembering, was like special powers. Or something that was like a extra ability that you can gain in a video game. You know, I got these little quirks that give me the ability to do this, this, and this. That's probably why each one has their own assignment, because they was built for specific things. Which, you know, would make sense.
Key to understanding the difference between matter and antimatter, their opposite charged twin. When matter and antimatter touch, they annihilate each other in a flash of energy. The Big Bang should have created equal amounts of both, but it didn't. Our universe is made almost entirely of matter. That imbalance, as the article plainly states, has no explanation. We exist because of a cosmic typo that no one can explain. In 2018,
don't believe that.
CERN scientists figured out how to trap it and transport it from one facility to another. The amount they moved, according to the article, had an energy equivalent of about 20 Hiroshima bombs. The research here is mind-bending. They're testing whether antimatter reacts to gravity the same way matter does. This is a fundamental question. If it doesn't, it would break one of Einstein's core principles. Recent results, the article notes, show that within strict boundaries, it does fall the same way. But the search continues. All this research leads to an even bigger idea, one that feels like it's taken from a sci-fi book. The article quotes a theory. Let me read that part directly from the article. Though it may sound like science fiction, if extra dimensions exist, they could explain why the universe is expanding faster than expected and why gravity is weaker.
Because they're running. We really don't even know how many times they done ran the CERN, like actually tried to cut it on and actually do what they're doing. Like, they could have been doing this like every day for years, 20 plus years.
And other forces of nature. The search for extra dimensions is not science fiction. It is a legitimate, active area of research in theoretical physics. CERN's stated mission is to search for evidence of them. But then, the article makes a pivot. After laying out this high
ridiculous
for number 6.
I had a random thought, right? Anytime this company is doing something, it's always in the same numbers of 369. The company logos is 3 6s put together.
666. Founded in 1954 by 12 European countries, CERN later expanded to more than 20 member states. It is also where the World Wide Web was invented in 1989. Then, it describes an event in 2016. A ceremony for the opening of the Gotthard Base Tunnel in Switzerland. That ceremony was very weird.
Yeah, we just saw that.
To keep this video safe. You can look into it later if you want.
Yeah, we just saw
the
that.
journalist directly connects this to CERN's activity. The last time CERN was turned up to full capacity, strange things happened around the world. The Earth's magnetosphere was affected, and an unexplained spiral was observed in Norway. Then it asks the question, point blank. Is there a possibility that CERN opened an interdimensional portal? What are they really looking
Of course.
To answer that, it brings...
Of course, they've been doing it.
A researcher named Sophia Kay, whose brother is a quantum physicist who worked on the collider. She addresses concerns about CERN, telling, "This isn't an episode of Saturday morning cartoons. Sorry to disappoint anyone wanting to test the event horizon theory, but I think we're stuck here in this time zone for a little bit longer." She explains things in a simple way. Before the LHC was built, there were many theories about particles, but there was no method to test them outside of a computer simulation. It's very difficult to prove that certain...
See, that's the timeline right there of everybody, like the whole world. Well, on this level, I would say galaxies. Insane.
Exist. Our theories assume they do. Because of the LHC, scientists identified the top quark and the Higgs boson. These discoveries opened a new understanding of our cosmos. Particle acceleration allows us to test the fundamental nature of matter and reality. Sophia then addresses a common concern. She mentions Planck energy. This is a fundamental limit in physics. The Planck energy is a quintillion times higher than the maximum energy of the LHC. The following section has the title Black Holes and Portals to Hell. It mentions that many people distrust CERN. Regarding black holes, two particles could create a microscopic or micro black hole.
I was just about to say, they are sitting there creating black holes at work. Sitting there at work, right? Trying to do some ripping holes into the existence of our reality and don't even know how to close them.
If they collide with energy above a specific threshold. Sophia presents the mainstream scientific position. The prevailing theory of gravity does not predict that a black hole can actually be made this way. Or would decay harmlessly into ordinary particles. CERN states that observing this event would be a major discovery. They say it presents no danger and would be perfectly safe. The stated reasoning...
That's a lie. Because you're exploding these elements and you gotta put it 500 feet underground.
The creation of a black hole,
a nuclear bomb.
The LHC which confirm theories that our universe is not four-dimensional, but indeed hosts other dimensions. This statement leads to subsequent questions. If dimensions exist beyond the four we experience, how do we know where these tiny black holes go?
Exactly what they're trying to find out. And, you know, we don't need to be trying to find that out. They are creating problems.
In a quiet boiler room in Nevada, a 13-year-old boy named Max Logan began dismantling the foundations of modern physics. While the world watched the Large Hadron Collider in Geneva, Logan proposed a chilling alternative. The machine hadn't just found a particle, it had fractured our timeline. As his theories surfaced on platforms like the Joe Rogan Experience, a global audience began to wonder if our reality was truly original. Did a child prodigy actually discover that CERN pushed us into another dimension?
Infinity down the line from our original timeline, where here's ours. And of course, this timeline is only moving forward because, well, the expansion of infinite number of realities behind it. But what happened was...
Sound like you know what you're talking about already, young professor.
We made this universe sort of out of balance, and our universe...
Because of the collider, the super collider?
Yeah, we altered the weight of a single electron, which I believe shifted us into a parallel universe, considering that we caused a chain reaction that could have catastrophically destroyed our universe. I mean, even when we thought about starting it, we thought our universe would implode, and then it didn't, and we're like, oh, it's okay. Well, maybe it did implode. We just instantly got shifted to another universe.
He argued that the high-energy particle collisions occurring within the 17-mile ring...
The boy's smart now. It makes nothing but straight sense.
...were doing more than simply recreating the conditions of the Big Bang. According to Max, these experiments were fundamentally unstable relative to the survival of a single timeline. He proposed that the LHC had achieved such a concentrated burst of power that it actually destroyed our original universe. In this view, the reality we currently inhabit is not the one we were born into.
That's crazy.
Max suggested that we are living in the next best thing, a parallel dimension so similar to our own that the transition was almost imperceptible. He explained that when a universe is destroyed, consciousness naturally slides into the nearest available frequency, much like a radio seeking a clear signal. This concept suggested that the world as we knew it ended in 2012, or perhaps during the ramp-up of the second run in 2015.
Crazy.
And we are now merely guests in a surrogate world.
So these people are like doing certain things that we're never going to really know the truth from the outside looking in. So I just want to bring awareness to the people that don't know nothing about what's going on. Just trying to help everybody out. It looked like it may work because the internet, as long as the internet and the people on here try to push a good message and try to stop all the weirdness and to be loving, will be a better place at the end of the day. But it's Stephanatus TV checking in. Appreciate everybody watching. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.